She wanted $2. 500. And I said, Rebecca, that is ridiculous. What are you talking about when cousin rents to cousin? She told you that she wanted you out in April. It's all false. It's all false. It's all lies, family values. Go out the window, Your Honor. I never got any rent. She's a liar. She's a thief. Do you take any medication? No. I don't try to control yourself. Judge Judy, you're about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Schindlin. This is Judge Judy. Rebecca Watson is suing her cousin Lisa Mitros for unpaid rent, hotel fees, and loss of rental income order. All rise, fight in the courtroom. Yes, case number 123 on the calendar. The matter of Watson versus Mitros. Thank you. You're welcome. Judge parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, Miss Mitros. I'm going to start with you. Miss Watson is your cousin, and you have a family. Tell me you have a husband. My husband passed away, miss. You have children. No, Your Honor. Who do you live with? I live with a friend of mine, a male friend, or a female friend. Now, how long have you lived with this male friend? 4 years in your house. His house now. His house had a problem. The house burnt down, Your Honor, to the ground. 25% of the house was damaged. Well, then they didn't burn down to the ground. 25% was damaged, and when did that happen? That happened a week before Thanksgiving. So, mid-November, a year ago, 2015, and the house was rendered at that point. Not livable, couldn't live in the house while they were repairing it. I assume he was going to have it repaired. Is that correct? And your cousin, Miss Watson, has a summer home that she rents in summertime. Have you ever rented her summer home? I rented her home in the rear. Yes, I did, but not for summer yearly rental when I was married the rear. And she offered you, because you were in a state of an emergency, to move on to that property, to the rear house or to the main house. To the main house, and you're renting the main house with your boyfriend. All right? And you were paying her $1,000 a month rent. That's correct. And the idea was that this was an interim thing until the house was renovated from the fire so far. Correct? Yes, Manuel. It came about that it was coming towards the summer in April, and your house was supposed to be finished by April. Your boyfriend's house was supposed to be finished. No. When was the boyfriend's house supposed to be finished? Sometime by the summer. There was no date. There was no time when it was going to be done. You can't have a time, yes. You can. It's what you have a time. Contractor goes in. Built houses, renovated rooms. They say this renovation is going to take 6 months. This renovation is going to take 8 months. So they started to do your renovation. I assume in November or December. They didn't start for quite a while. But they were delayed by winter. Well, they were delayed. Well, at some point, Miss Watson said, listen, I have to start renting the house. I get $2, $500 for that. I read the complaint. I get $2, $500 for the house for the summer. I rely on that for income, so the two of you got into it. You said, my house isn't ready, and I'm not ready to move out. And that was in April of 2016 so far. Is that accurate? She told you that she wanted you out in April. It's all false. It's all lies. She never told you she wanted you either out. Absolutely not. We discussed this in April. She said, no problem. It's not done. You can stay. You pay me the rent, you stay. But you have to be out by the end of May. Okay, and that's what transpired. Okay, just a second in April. Did you pay her rent? Yes, I did. How much? $1. 00 show me no. No, just stay right there. That's why I have Bird. I want to see April and May's rent. And what date did you leave in June? May I didn't leave June? I left May 28th. It was my last day in that house. Well, I have a check here for April, but I don't have one for May. Yeah, you do? No, this is not a check for me. This is a check for $1. Fainted. Yeah, May 11 her for me because she wanted to die out of $500. And I said, Rebecca, that's ridiculous. You do not rent this front house. You stay in it in the summertime. What are you talking about? And the rents don't start till June. Your Honor, I never got any rent for her. She's a liar. She's a thief. Just a second. Who is Joseph? That's my boyfriend who pays the rent. And again, Your Honor, she is not even the homeowner. Listen, she is not the homeowner. Check her stuff. She is nothing to that house. The owner of that home is Edgar. She is not married to him. She is Rebecca Watson. She's on that deed as Rebecca. There's no such person. Hey, now I want you to uncross your arms and listen to me carefully. This crap that you gave me is not evidence. You have a check made out to cash. I'm talking. You have a check made out to cash that was cashed by your boyfriend. Exactly. You have it. You could make a check payable to cash, and she can cash it. You have a check made out to cash that's payable to your boyfriend. This check doesn't show who cashed it. This doesn't wanted cash. Okay. And that's why she wanted, yeah. My question to you is, Miss Watson. Yes, I got it. Listen to me. She moved in November or December. She moved in November. Okay. Did she pay you rent in November? Yes. She did that. She pay you rent in December? Yes. She did January. Yes, February. Yes, March. No, that's not true. You're not what you actually say here. Thank you. If you say anything again, I'm going to give her exactly what she wants to throw you out. Do you understand? November, December, January, February, March. She stopped paying you in April. Yes. That's according to you. It's according to your complaint. Yes. Now, when did you move to evict her? I moved to evict her the middle of March. Wasn't it? The middle of March. March 1st. I sent her a letter. Have it right here. I sent her a letter that she was supposed to be out by April. May I see the letter? Please. Yes. You have a copy of the letter. It's your love, Your Honor. I was never sent the letter. I'm not asking you any questions. Now, I started with you. She's my property man. Yeah. I just want to see a copy of the letter that you sent her telling her you wanted her. And her boyfriend out. We're giving them a 30-day notice. Okay. So what you sent her was a letter saying that the police had been called 4 times to the property by the people who rented the rear house. Yes, complaining about what was going on in their house. Yes, orderly conduct, yes. Okay. The other part of it, I'm not interested that you had to stay at a hotel. I wouldn't know why you would want to stay with them to begin with. If all this is going on in the house, I wouldn't know why you would want to do that. Anyway, when did you serve them with a notice to leave? Because you didn't. This is a notice that says to them, I have to stop bad behavior. And if you don't stop bad behavior, you have to leave the premises. Well, then there has to be a follow-up eviction. I just started an eviction process when I started the eviction process, and probably, let's see. I realized she wasn't going to move out, so I started it in May, and I was afraid, yeah. May 5th, 2016. May I see that, please? On what date do you claim they moved out? The constable sent me a letter and said that I couldn't go back into the house until June 9th. May I see that, please? Yeah. Did you in fact go in on the 1st of June? No. I didn't go in until June 9th. Okay. Okay, anything else you want to tell me? There was one thing I wanted to say. The one. When we did the eviction, you can do an eviction for 1 or 2 reasons. What's your last name? Francine Simon. She is a nobody. She has nothing to do with this case. She was not there. She was not with... I don't want to hear you. Are you an alcoholic? No, I'm not. Are you a drug abuser? Are you a drug abuser? No. I'll take any medication. No. I don't. Then what I'm going to suggest is try to control yourself. I own McNeely Property Management, and I am her property manager for the last 4 or 5 years. I was unaware that she allowed her cousin to move in with her because she occupied the house. But then when everything unraveled, she had a choice. She could sue her for do an eviction for non-payment of rent or an eviction for a notice case, which is what we did. And the reason we did that was because the tenant in the back was complaining of all these things that were going on. Listen to me. You can't tell me that that's hearsay. Thank you very much. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. That's why we did the notice case instead of a notice to quit because of non-payment of rent. You can't listen to me. I've been doing this now for 20 years. They had paid their rent. You couldn't sue them a victim for non-payment of rent because they paid their rent through March. They did not pay April and May. According to my satisfaction, there's no proof that they paid April and May's rent to my satisfaction. And in April and May, the rent was $1,000. No, April and May. They were not supposed to be there. I understand. Did you get renters, by the way? No, they come into the main house. Did you have renters there? No, I don't have renters. They're either in the cottage or the front house judgment. For the plaintiff in the amount of 2 ID. Now, that's what you wrote for April and May. We're done. Thank you. I'm very upset because I lost over $6,000 on trying to be kind. Oh my God. What a joke to my cousin and letting her stay in my house. I can't believe people lie like they do. And all she did was totally rip me off, and this is her reputation. She totally took advantage of me. Good riddance. I'm never going to talk to her again. And now, the next case, all parties. In the matter of Doms versus Fudge step forward, Annalise Doms is suing her former roommate, 24-year-old Marquise Fudge, for unpaid bills, damaged and stolen property, and the cost to change their locks. Miss Doms, the defendant, was your roommate. Your roommate for a relatively short period of time, despite the fact that he had signed a 1-year lease. And you wanted him out of the apartment because it is your claim that you weren't getting along and that he stole things from you, that you were forced to change the locks on the house, and you want him to be responsible to the tune of $3,441. Let's deal with the easy things. First, Judge Judy continues in a moment. He took the gift boxes. The makeup was floating in dirty trash water. Photos to prove that you have no photos that involve him. You think he would take the package and pose for me for a photo to show me him stealing it? Real cases, real people, Judge. Judy Annalise Doms says former roommate Marquise Fudge owes for bills, damaged and stolen property, and lock-changing fees. When he left, he would turn the keys to you. Nope. Is that true? I did not return them to her. I returned them to the landlord, Fred. Okay, so the landlord had the keys. Yes, he does okay. Fine. That's easy enough to find out. Well, the landlord called me on December. Tell me what the landlord said to you. Well, they called to say that Mark had evacuated, and I came back to my place after Christmas, after being at my mom's, and his stuff was still in the living room. So I didn't know what to do with his stuff, and I was going to hold it ransom for the bill money. He owed me, but he let himself in on the January 2nd with the key. He let himself in. I was changing the locks on the 2nd. The locksmith was supposed to be there at 9 a. Could you change the locks? He had a year lease because he stole from me, and I didn't feel safe. He threatened me on Facebook. He threatened me in text messages, and I didn't feel safe, and I had to get him out. Well, there were procedures for that. Yes, I tried to evict him. I had my lawyer write a letter to my landlord to try to evict him because he violated the lease by storing urine in his room. So that letter got me nowhere because my landlord said, you know, if they both want to be evicted, I'll evict them both. But I'm not going to evict him over him storing urine. So there's some story now. All right, let's get to. You have no proof that he did not return the keys. I just know reason, and the reason you changed the locks was not because he didn't return the keys, because she would have changed the locks anyway. Not under a normal circumstance of a roommate. No. I knew I'm talking about under this circumstance with someone threatening me and stealing from me. Yes, I would change the locks. Well, he's not responsible for that. But he threatened me. And he threatened me and stole from me. And I could... Well, if I don't change the locks now, let's come back in now. Let's get to stealing from you. What did he steal from you? And what proof do you have that he stole from you? He kept taking money from my wallet. No, just a second. Did you ever see him take money from your wallet? No, he just kept taking it. That's not proof. Well, you take money from her wallet. No, I did not, Your Honor, okay? So he says he didn't take it. You say he took it, but you have no proof that he took money from your wallet. But I have the dates that I was missing the money, and I have the amount of money I was missing. And he stole money that Card's friends and family sent me. My mom sent me cards in the mail with money, and he took the cards and the money. All I need is, other than you making a statement that he did it, I need proof that he did it. I had cards on my mantle with birthday money in them. He took all that. Did you ever see him take the cards? No. He was pretty sneaky about it. Okay, then we have no proof. Judge Judy continues in a moment. I called the cops because I knew he had it, and the cop... I can't tell you what the cop said because that's hearsay. But the cop believed he had it, and you can't say that either. Okay, real cases, real people, Judge. Judy Annalise Doms says former roommate Marquise. This Fudge owes for bills, damaged and stolen property, and luck-changing fees. Keep going. Okay, well, let's see. December 5th, 2015. My witness Dan brought over a package of Dior makeup for me that cost $152. And we put it on the coffee table. We went out to see a movie, and in that time period, Mark Kevius came home, and when we got home, the Dior package was gone. And we asked him, "Where is it?" And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. Someone must have come in the back and taken the package and scaled the wall, and he would want to take something light. he said, and so I called the cops. Because I knew he had it, and the cop. I can't tell you what the cop said because that's hearsay, but the cop believed he had it, and you can't say that either. Okay? Do you understand? You can't say that either. Okay. I'm sorry you called the police on that day. Did they search his room? They did not. Okay. I guess they didn't have no. Don't tell me what you guess. Did they ask to search his room? I'm not sure because I don't know that either. Okay. What's next? Well, we found the Dior package destroyed in the trash. He put it in my back trash. Just a second, and it stayed there for months because we got a big snowstorm and they weren't taking out the trash. So he put it under a bot. What you are doing is speculating. You found the Dior bag in the back of your house in the trash. I took the gift boxes, so the makeup was ruined. I have photos to prove that I don't care. You have to connect the dots. You have to say the trash where I found the items that was stolen were under his control if I didn't see him. They were under his control. You have no connection to any theft. I mean, I read your papers. It didn't appear that you had any connection to any theft. It may well have been that the defendant stole property from you. It may well have been that he stole money. It may have been that this lady who's sitting in the front row did the same thing. It's all possible, but in a court you have to have proof. You can't just come in and say he took money out of my wallet and he stole birthday money out of cards and I found a bag. The Dior package was unwrapped. He took the gift boxes. The makeup was floating in dirty trash water. I have photos to prove that you have no photos that involve him. What do you have that involves him? Think he would take the package and pose for me for a photo to show me him? To stealing it, you need proof that someone is a thief, which is why they didn't arrest him, and which I can't. For the same reason, I can't find him guilty of theft. I have the police reports. Well, I'll read the first two are incorrect. No. Don't tell me. The police report speaks for itself. So if you're introducing it, it's coming in as a business record. And it's coming in, and it speaks for itself. It's time to start believing again. Attention railroad workers, if you've been diagnosed with cancer, it may be linked to your job, and you may be entitled to compensations. There's nothing, absolutely nothing in them. I mean, anything else, they incorrectly stated that I called. Because I was missing $20 from my wallet. I was missing $20 from my wallet many times living with my TV. Yes, but I didn't call. Okay. You have no case against him for stealing your property. Neither the police nor I find any evidence that you have stole my computer. We're moving on. Go, I have next receipts from the computer. Next, I don't care what you have receipts for unless you have proof that he took it. I came back from my mom's from Christmas, and it was not where it used to be in between the two bookcases where I kept. He took it to sell for parts. It's very possible. You have any proof of that? Do you think he posed again for a picture? We're done dealing. We're done, cases dismissed. We're over, step up. Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy, a mechanic-client relationship in need of repair. He never fixed and he has a title. So what can I do with a car with no title? Did you do any work on the car? Yes, ma'am. Oh, you did let you kept on talking. Judge Judy, a month after he moved in. He gave us bed bugs and he didn't pay his part of the bed bug fee. It wasn't my fault. The bed bugs were in the couch that she slept in all the time. He's a thief. He's a dirty thief. He never showered. He stored urine in his room. I'm a very lazy person. So he's disgusting. He's deplorable bottles right there because I just finished using them. So why not? He's a disgusting individual. I would never ever want to see him again. She's just saying all these things because she's trying to get money out of me. He's a good liar and he's a really good. He's, he can be really charming when he wants to be. She's just being crazy. Watch out for my TV is Tyree Fudge. Oh, yeah. I'm glad to be out of there. My mom's glad I'm out of there. Everybody's like, oh my God, this lady is crazy. We're happy out.